Hello, my name is Mitch and I draw Blood Force. Like this. Look at me go! Anyway, yeah, so we're here for the making of page 23 of issue 1. 23 of 24. So nearing the end here. And we're kind of all out of the fun stuff to draw, unfortunately. So this one took me a little bit longer than the other. Some of those other ones, they took me like, I don't know, a day, maybe a day and a half to put together. This one, yeah, it was like the better part of a week. I mean, like in terms of total drawing time, actually, it was less than the other pages. It's just, man, good luck getting me to sit at the table for longer than half an hour on this thing. But yeah, no, I think the total one. This is the shortest video so far, and it's not because I made it any faster. It's just, yeah, no, this is actually pretty easy stuff to draw. So this is mostly mopping up stuff from the fight, and it's dialogue heavy. Well, not even really heavy. Just it's just dialogue. And get some interplay between Hawkstab and Max Dreamus, and that'll be it. We'll be out of the issue pretty much. Actually, gonna draw any of it on camera? I doubt it. Oh, almost did. Came very close there. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Always start with Hawkstab. Makes things much easier. So yeah, just kind of got basic reaction shots. I did try to liven it up towards the end a bit and made it a bit more interesting, maybe. Yeah, this is. Well, if you saw any of the last couple of pages, the sequence was fighty 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 between Blood Force and the Clerg, and then a bunch of Blood Force guys just or no. See, I'm already there's only two forces involved, and I'm getting the forces wrong. The Clerg get kind of hit with a wide beam kind of laser beam kind of thing. And this is where it turns out that it's extremists that can shoot it. And we don't bother asking, wait a minute, so if she can shoot lasers, why does she need their help? We just kind of go, oh, shit, look at that. And I'm kind of glad I got a little bit of time to acclimate to drawing her before doing this shot here. The shot had to be kind of cool. I think it turned out okay. It's always hard to tell if she's got a big head going on. I'm always on the lookout for that. But her hair's so out of proportion. It just kind of skews my perspective, and it's just like, maybe. I don't know. It's probably okay. That's one way to do line to the panel borders, I guess. Just kind of put down 5 and pick which ones you like the best. Oh, for a second there, I thought I was inking. Just Jesus already. Again, maybe doing a little bit too much acting with Hawkstab here, but I mean, he's kind of the one who can act the most. The one who's the most sensible is Shock Block, but he's got the goggle things on and the weird bunny ears, so he can actually emote the least. And Hard is a freaking steroid rage monkey, and Fireburn's kind of a moron. So it's kind of just stuck with Hawkstab doing all the emoting. Get a bit of this angle here towards the end from a few different people. So I'm getting better at that angle at least. And that's it for that. Yeah, that is kind of a simplistic drawing, but it turns out okay. So if you can do the simple ones and that you can get a decent result in quickly, then you might as well do those. And this feels like a pretty standard Jim Lee pose. Waist isn't nearly skinny enough to be live filled. Nor boobs pointy enough. Yeah, the leg doesn't look too great, does it? I was able to fix it up okay in the final. There's always this little... It's like a cape, but it's more like a... this thing hanging off the back where, yeah, it's like a really skinny cape. It looks more like a streamer a lot of the time. Should probably figure out what that thing kind of is, you know. And this profile shot, I couldn't quite get to look not creepy. I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting. Yeah, and like these are all pretty simplistic poses, and it's like, oh, well, I guess I'm done here. Maybe I should move on a bit. This one here, throw a goofy pose on just so that, yeah, I'll throw a couple goofy poses on actually. Between Hawkstab and Maxtremus here. Just kind of liven things up a bit. Again, make it a bit more fun to draw. Because, yeah, this stuff here is just, I don't know. Wasn't all that into it. And then, it took me like no time to actually do once I decided to sit down and do it. It's like, oh, maybe I should have just like gotten into it and finished it. But like the thing's largely penciled now. I mean, no backgrounds, of course, but I'll sort that out afterwards. We'll get a few in here. Oh, I think that was my head that popped in there for a second. That is the first time. I've been letting the camera get a little bit too far back. So, good reminder to just, keep it lower down and try and keep my face off the page. Not a bad looking head. Still working on the hair. Some days I got it, some days I don't. This one turned out okay. There's my head again. God damn it, keep your head out of the way. I decided to put the little pips on his shoulder for the end shot here. Figured no way. If you're gonna be trying on this, you might as well actually include his entire costume. Yeah, keep back. Jesus. Yep, and he's pretty much done there. Pet kind of shrunk for that shot, but that's okay. And let's get in there with something reasonably easy to get into this panel. Yeah, feels a little. I don't know. I try to monitor myself to try not to get too low effort. I mean, sometimes it's fine because it's funny, and then the rest of the time it's like, well, I do want this to be decent sometimes. And stuff like this is like, well, it does feel low effort, but that's not too bad really. I'd like to be able to see this in color so I can really get an idea of just how these would end up looking. It's always kind of a guess. And I do kind of ink it like it's going to be black and white. So yeah, I'm not sure how it'll translate. It has a massive shoulder. Nice. All right. Now what? You're all out of the easy stuff. I go right in? All right. Let's do this. Trying to be a bit more. These sleeves and like all these extras on Max Dreamus' suit. I think I'm gonna try and not go quite as heavy with the shinies next time, or well with the shadows really is the problem because I mean these things are gonna be mostly black. So and I mean you can't color them. That's no good. I don't think she's running around in a black outfit. Never really considered that. She might be, I suppose. Hmm. Yeah, like there's like no room for color in any of this. Oh well. Maybe it is black after all. Yeah, there's not a ton to say about this. It's all pretty easy stuff and mostly went off without a hitch, I guess. Other than just wanting to draw more punching. Next issue, I'll see if I can work more punching in there. I'm not sure. I don't think I've hit my quotas yet. Yeah, the leg needs to be a little bit better. I'm not sure that looks better exactly, but then you throw on the rest of the boot, and you shade it a bit, and actually doesn't end up looking too bad. Yeah, decent. It's a little tough, pretty foreshortened, but I mean, it could just as easily come off looking like a stump. I don't know. I don't know if the visual shorthand is there anymore, because that's a classic like Jim Lee, probably Mark Silvestri kind of thing. Undoubtedly Rob Liefeld. I don't know if they still do it. I would assume they do, at least to some extent. Maybe it's not as overused as it used to be. That's an interesting thing to look up. I feel like I should buy some like whatever the popular new artists are. I have no idea who the popular new artists are these days, and see how many tropes they use that are still from left over from the '90s. It might not be too many. Yeah, we get our Ron Lim power bubble here. Kind of. A little Ron Limish. Kind of a little bit of Kirby Crackle, but not crazy amounts or anything. Yeah, I think that looks kind of neat. And just put what is now becoming our standard foresty backgrounds behind them. It is kind of nice having developed some kind of shorthand. I don't know that it's quite in the right spot or that it's completely appropriate and right here, but you know, it's a tool. It's something. Yeah, looks okay. Yeah, and like that's a full-on completed panel that was probably the one I was least looking forward to on this page. So now it's like, okay, so it's like, what's your excuse for not getting the rest of this thing done? Well, I gotta thicken up the outlines, you know. Yeah, and now do the, you know, might as well do the heads. You got no problem doing heads. What heads take to draw? Like 20 minutes? Yeah, I don't know about that hair in profile, but it's good enough. Don't want to overshadow him too much in profile because it does make him look kind of creepy. It's fine under the right circumstances, but getting there. We done with him? I think we are. Yeah, okay. And then, of course, Extremis, we barely want to shadow at all, so, because that's how it's done. Couple lines. There you go. And of course, since there's not a lot of lines here, she's not going to take a long time either. Although we do have to fill in the hair a bit. And this is another one the hair didn't look too bad on. And, kind of. Doesn't 100% look like hair, but looks okay. Looks kind of neat. And, like, that panel's kind of done except for the lack of background, but don't worry, we'll sort that out soon. And these guys barely have any detail on them at all because it's a bit of a long shot. But that's because like I said, we're done with the action here, and we're going with just boring talking. So let's make it a bit more grounded. Let's do those kind of standard flat on shots that I seem to do just naturally. All right, we're gonna have to get out. Yeah, not trying that without some kind of template. Does he have eyes? Kind of hard to tell from here. I like that leg. I feel like that leg. That's something I'm remembering from actual like old days. So I'm not looking for reference for that, and I'm not making it up. That's just yeah. Again, it looks like a Jim Lee thing. And this is just super blank, so we got to put something in here. No, we got to, yeah, actually flush out the hair a little bit. Put the little streamer behind her. And then decide that mouth looked kind of goofy, even though you can barely see anything there. And you can't really tell what I'm putting behind them, but I think it'll be okay. Yeah, much thinner. Didn't put much in the way of expression on Hogstab there. So in the background here, we're gonna put, because it's not like Star Wars where you kill the Emperor and then all of a sudden, I guess more appropriately would be knocking out the droid ship and then all the droids are dead. There's still some mopping up to do, so Fireburn's gonna be flying around and torching the leftover Clerg, while Hogstab and Max Trunas are having their touching heart to heart here. We've actually got them set on fire. And they're in these comedic poses. And put a standard force in behind them. Oh, I did fill in the eyes there. Good job. Not bad. So this might be a little bit hacky, but I believe now, yeah, I decided, you know what, with Firestorm, it's not Firestorm, with Fireburn flying around and just kind of setting fire to everything indiscriminately, I think we just started a forest fire here. So why don't we just like go ahead and indicate that? Yeah, there we go. Just starting up. You know, not in full swing just yet, but by the time they leave, don't you worry, that fire's going to be going. Actually, that's pretty good for a last shot. Because last shot is going to be the Blood Force ship flying away. Might as well have just a bit more fire in the background. And trying to get a bit of an explosion in your again for the touching final shot. Like this is supposed to be the promise that you know maybe there's a little bit something more than a working relationship here. And then like the soundtrack, if I could, it would be a Wilhelm scream from this guy right here. Just in case you thought we were being serious. Of course, if I dropped the dialogue in, you would have known I wasn't being serious. And to finish it up, we're going to get a big shot of Hard in here. Oh, that doesn't sound too good. That's some phrasing problems. But there's that pose again, that particular angle. I've got it like twice in the beginning of page 24 here. But Hart didn't get to do a ton. He had one good page that was pretty much all to himself. That's pretty good. But you might as well get one more in with him flexing. That seems right. Yeah, trying to figure out something approximating veins. Get in there. And then remembering, of course, that he's got those arm straps. Stick. And going, you know what? Forget it. It's fine. I think the veins will still show up through his leather arm straps. And here I'm trying to get my Silvestri on, and I think I'm getting a little closer, actually. That Cyberforce commentary, I feel like that kind of, like, I don't know, something might have clicked a little bit for me there. Something made sense. Maybe not. I might completely forget how to do it by the next page. Yeah. That particular angle isn't nearly as tough as it was before page 18, when we had that shot of Hawkstab, and I had to try and figure out that particular angle. And it does kind of feel like, okay, now that I've figured that angle out, I know that angle. Or at least a little better. Yeah, let's get some veins going. And skinny them up a little bit. Nice. Yeah, we didn't get a whole lot of flexing done at the end of the issue here like I thought we would, but yeah, we can get some. We can get a bit more than than we otherwise would have. But yeah, that's the end of it. So, and almost the end of the issue, too. Got one more to go after this, and then some, those drop-in pages. There's 2 drop-in pages I need, probably 3. Well, the third one is a redone page. And then a little bit of just patches here and there. And then we're going to paste in the lettering. And then I got to just kind of figure out where to go from there. I'm considering doing a cover live stream in there too, maybe sometime around New Year's. So depending on when this comes out, this might be. Well, let's see. Actually, this might be coming out like just before that. Okay, well I'll be posting something on Twitter anyway. Anyway, in the meantime, please hit like if you like this video, hit subscribe, hit the notifications, follow me on Twitter at Team Blood Force. You can also subscribe on Patreon. And most of all,